You don't want to come to Australia to date because men here, they want to be treated like a princess so bad. Yeah, they're not gonna plan a date, they're not gonna buy you a flower. And asking for that, it's kind of like you are asking or trying to find a gem in a trash. Asking for something here is literally make you feel like you are a gold digger for a reason. This is the worst place for you to date someone.
The worst thing is a man who has money but is cheap and stingy. He is worse than a broke man. Next caller. Because even though he has finally got himself to a financial status, that means he didn't manage to change his mindset. And if you get in a serious relationship with this kind of man, he's definitely going to be stingy to you in other aspects as well. God forbid you decide to have a kid with that kind of man. Oh my goodness. Look, there's only one life to live and you can't take your money to the grave with you. So nobody got time to deal with a man who got money but is stingy and cheap. Nope. Next caller.
So, like, I fear men today don't want to be the providers. They don't want to do this. That's the whole problem. Because it's like, I feel like a man should be doing this. And when you bring that up to men, they get very upset. And they're like, you're after my money. And it's like, I'm really not. I have multiple jobs. But, like, I do feel as a man, you should be bringing that to the table. So the problem is men just don't want to do this today. They don't want to provide a nice life for a woman. They feel like they don't have to. So then people like me, I'm working multiple jobs and I don't have time for men. I don't have time for that because then they get like, you don't have time for me. You don't cater to my needs. Are you paying a bill? Are you helping? I didn't think so.
So I don't know who needs to hear this, but women are allowed to be broke. Yep, I said it. It's men that are not allowed to be broke. It's you men that are not allowed to be broke. And the only men that are going to have a problem with what I'm saying are broke men, stingy men, and men that are not providers. This whole what does a woman bring to the table debacle, that's why I never understood why a woman would be offended when a man calls her broke when she asks him for money. Like, duh.
What's good, guys? It's your boy Josten J coming to you with another video. Let's cook, boys. Let's cook. All right. Women didn't expect men to stop chasing and change like this in modern dating. We got action. Let's cook.
I have a massive problem because I genuinely cannot date. Like, what do you mean you need 3 months just to figure out if you want to be in a relationship with me or not? Like, after the first date, are we getting married or not? I don't need you to sit there and ponder, like, am I the best person you've ever met in your life or not? And that's why I have a really difficult time with this generation.
She's saying all of this acting like as if guys weren't acting this way and offering her relationships before. It's pure nonsense. So let's say a guy takes his damn near entire life to become successful or to become something. Now he's supposed to just get with you. He's supposed to get with you like ASAP. He's not supposed to have any sort of program or the way he operates within dating. He's supposed to just give you everything that you want. He's not supposed to even put you through the vetting process. He's not supposed to do that. Yeah, right. Go home, Roger. Let's get the next one.
So me and my homegirl went to the club one night. She had a friend that was a promoter. So we pulled up and we get to the booth, right? And this man turns around. This is another man, a friend of his, turns around and is like God smacked when he sees me. Okay. Oh my God, you're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life. This and that. You're exactly my type. Yada, yada, yada. Right? So we end up exchanging numbers. And he's been texting me and calling me, whatever. So one night he randomly calls me around 10 p.m. He calls and he goes, oh, so there's an event tonight. I would love to see you tonight. And I said, oh, would you? Where is it? What time? Whatever. Mind you, it's late already. It's like 9, 10 o'clock at night already. The event is either started or is about to start, which means now I have to rush to get ready. He gives me the details, this and that. And I'm like, oh, okay, so do I need tickets to come to this event? And he goes, yeah, I think so. And I'm like, so you're inviting me out tonight, but you don't have a ticket for me? I said, are you going to buy my ticket? He goes, oh, let me see if there's a couple extra ones left or some shit. I'll let you know. Let me get this straight. I am supposed to rush to get ready, pay for my Uber, buy my ticket, and mission to wherever the event is because you want to see me. The pick-mishas and the bare minimum baddies would be like, oh, he wants to see me. Yeah, babe, I'll be there. A pick-misha is gonna think, this is effort. He took the time out of his day to call me and invite me somewhere. Wow. But in reality, he found an opportunity to get access to you with little to no effort. And once you show a man that he can get access to you with little to no effort, he's never going to make the effort to plan a date or do anything intentional with you because he knows he doesn't have to. He can gain access to you for free. Because he was already going to this event. You know what I'm saying? And if you pull up without him having to provide you a ticket or a ride, I mean, it's a win-win for him. He gets access to your energy and he gets the party. This was a test, okay? He was testing me. He was testing me to see if he could gain access to me with doing the bare minimum. And let me tell you, when he realized that he couldn't, I stopped hearing from him. Stand firm in your boundaries and know what you're willing to accept and what you don't accept. And these men will weed themselves out. You won't even have to let them down easy or anything. They'll just off. And good riddance. Okay.
Yes, this man was testing you. And what's wrong with that? And it's funny that she says, you know, basically the trash is taking itself out if you don't go for that or whatever. Yeah, but the same is happening for that guy on the other side. But they never expected for a man to test them. They never expect this to happen. She's like, well, I'm about to get up and go see you, so I'm gonna have to pay for my ticket and then pay for my ride over there. And it's so funny that when women are actually interested in you, they will do whatever it takes to get next to you. And that's what he was testing for. But it turns out you weren't interested in him. So it's actually good on him because he has a strategy to avoid knuckleheads like you. Let's get the next one.
I've had multiple men refuse to sleep with me. I haven't even had the opportunity to take my clothes off. And they've said no. And I've never been really a one-night stand girl, but times that I've been like I want to get some, you know, and dip, I've had guys flat out say, no, I have too much respect for you. I can't do you like that. Now, out of all settings, this one example happened in the club. I'm like, out of all places, and you're telling me no, and I've met you at the club. I'm talking to this man. I said, should we in the bathroom? I looked him dead in the eyes when I said it, but I was joking. I wouldn't have actually, but this man looked me dead in the eyes and he said, because you're not one of those girls and I would never do you like that and I have too much respect for you. No. And I'm like, what's a girl got to do to get dick around here? We spoke about it and I'm like, that's such a green flag response. Don't worry, he doesn't have a girlfriend. Actually, even if he did, doing it anyway, so disregard that. But like, God forbid I wasn't joking. This man said no to having sex with me.
See, they say that there's no good men out there, but when a man actually respects a woman, it's all of a sudden like, what's going on here? She never in a million years would expect for a guy to reject the offer to have sex with her. She never thought that. And that's what they think. Like, they think that, you know, you should be paying for this. You should be doing this. You should be tricking. You should be doing everything I tell you to do. Follow my lead because I got what you want. I got the box. You want the box? Come get the box. But after, you do what I say. And then they dangle the box in front of you. But when a man respects himself and he's actually respecting her and saying, I don't see you like that. You know, I got respect for you. All of a sudden, it's a punch to the gut because she's actually interested in that guy. He doesn't have to do all of this stuff to get next to her, but all to turn around and tell another dude who she doesn't have that much interest in, I'm not that type of girl. I don't just do that. I would like to be courted, sir. But isn't that funny? They never expect men to stop chasing after the box or just simply flat out respect themselves and have standards and say like, I don't even really want it like that. Let's get the next one.
What is it with guys nowadays? Like, why are we both competing to be princesses? Can I be the only woman in the relationship? Is that okay with you? Can I feel like a woman? Can I? because this whole thing of like, will you come to London like to meet me? Yes, of course. Why don't I also get a ring whilst I'm there? And like, why don't I propose to you? Why don't I get down on one knee, plan a whole proposal, and like ask you out, like ask you to be my girlfriend? Why not? Even though you're a man, like maybe I should ask you to be my girlfriend. And also the kind of guys that slide into your DMs and like they come up with the, I don't know, man, like we are just opening line or whatever, but sometimes it's funny, so I respond, and then they start playing hard to get. Do you want me to like act? Where is, I don't understand it. So you're messaging me and then you expect me to chase you, like what? Like, I don't know. I'm just really confused.
They never expect you also to need anything from them or want anything from them. You understand? All their mind's on is like, he wants sex and I want a bunch of this, so I'm going to make him wait for that. But other than that, all he's doing is asking her if she's going to come to London. And she's just going off on this rant. Can we be the women? Men want you to blah, 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 blah. No, it's not that. He asked you a simple question. Would you mind coming to London? Are you coming to London? It's a big problem. But for what? For what? Because he's actually asking you a question that's expecting, it's not even expecting of you. He's asking you a question, but you're thinking that he's expecting you to get there. And so what if he was? And so what if he was? You don't like him like that. This is helping men. Pay attention. When I tell you guys, the second time you're meeting up with her, she might be coming over. Ask her to bring something. Something small, nothing expensive, just something that you might need for the night. So she can go, oh, no, I'm not doing that. And what? That's $5. I'm not doing that. Okay, she's not interested in you. And how do I know that women will do this when they're interested in you? Because of my experience. And it's not just me. I'm not special. A bunch of guys have had experiences with women bringing things through. Women will do things when they're trying to get at you and get next to you. They'll travel for you. They'll open up their wallet. It's not a problem like you're using them. They don't see it that way because they're actually interested in you. Let's get the next one.
Let me tell you something, men. When you bitch about paying for a whole fucking bill, all you have to do to go on a date is scratch your nuts, put a t-shirt on and some jeans. Women, we get our hair done. Sometimes we go to the hairdressers, get a blowout. We do our makeup. We have an everything shower. Sometimes we go to see our therapist before we go on the fucking date. Because let's face it, we're going on a date with a man. And all you have to do is put clothes on. So yes, you are paying that bill. You're paying that bill. I don't see you doing any of that shit. So yeah. Shut your trap.
All right. Men will pay for the date. You don't have to go through naming all of this stuff that is nonsense that we don't care about. But let's see what it looks like when the shoe is on the other foot.
Okay, guys, so I want to get your opinion on something. I went on one of the worst dates I've ever been on in my entire life. And I want to hear how you guys would have handled it. So this guy drives down from Wyoming, gets a hotel by my house. Obviously, I'm not going to tell him where I live because I've never met him before. I give him like 5 or 6 different restaurants: La Frontera, 8 Settlers, Tiburon, Mar Montana, like a variety, right? He's like, oh, what's your favorite? I said, well, I really like Tiburon, but it's kind of expensive. It's kind of pricey. And he's like, oh, that's fine. He's like, as long as it's under $500 a plate, I'm good. I'm like, okay, well, I like it. It's small, it's quaint, it's great. So I go to his hotel. I'm like, okay, well, since he's paying for dinner, like, I'll Uber us to the restaurant. Like, I don't want him to feel like he's coming all this way and, you know, having to spend all this money to take me on this date. So I pay for the Uber to go to the restaurant. So we get to the restaurant, we have dinner. I don't drink at all, but he's drinking, which is fine. We're having great conversation. The bill comes. He gives the waiter his card, and it gets declined. And I'm like, I've never been in this situation before. So he's like, no, run it again. He runs it again, same thing, declined. And I know the waiter because I like Tiburon. I go there quite often. So I'm like, I'll just pay. I just pay it. He's like, I'm so embarrassed, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, no big deal. Like, you can just Venmo me. He doesn't have another card, which I find is really weird. And then, so I pay the bill and then I pay for the Uber. So I spent like $350 to take this guy on a date. And he just totally ghosted me. Have not heard from him. Doesn't Venmo me, doesn't offer to Venmo me. What would you guys do in this situation? Ugh.
Men should pay the bill when you invite a woman on a date. That's what I believe in, okay? But this is funny because she gave him a list of restaurants like she has it like that, like she got it like that, right? So what's the problem with, you know, paying for the date because he ain't have it like that? What's the problem? You know, men's experience, and I'm only bringing this up. I know it seems petty, but, you know, we're equals. In society, we're equals. So this is a normal day for a guy trying to go out on a date with a chick that's not interested in him. You know, we go through this and we just keep trucking. We keep it pushing. But when it's you, it's like this is a major violation. Major violation. She didn't expect that out of bro. She expected to go to a restaurant with $400 plates or whatever, right? And then he was going to pay it, not expect anything in return. But when she paid for the date, all of a sudden it's a problem. And she didn't expect him to just go ghost. Oh yeah, you could just hit me back on Venmo. Hit me back on Venmo. Bro said no. And just went about his business. Now, do I agree with this? I'm not saying that I agree with it, but I'm saying it is hilarious. And it's just a point that I want to make, that we are not equal. We are not equal, because whenever something that is equal happens, it's like a punch to the gut for them, especially when they don't like you. But she didn't expect him to just not talk to her again. They don't expect for men to not be all about them. And I think that's a major reason why women struggle with dating. See, as men, this actually helps us. When women aren't feeling us, when they're not interested in us, when our feelings get hurt, you know, when we overextend, overinvest, we actually build a strategy to get to what we want. But with women, they don't expect this. So it actually hurts them. So this was, women didn't expect men to stop chasing and change like this in modern dating. Hope you guys got a lot out of it. It's your boy, Josten J. Get with you boys in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Living in your dreams, or you successful, when you dating, bro, you gotta have two kits. Your regular kit for your life, like, you know, with your nice cars and stuff. And then you gotta have your, I ain't really got it like that kit. Maybe like a little 2000 Honda, modest clothes, you know, because you gotta weed out the type of women you dealing with, bro. Because as a man, you'll work your whole life and end up getting with a woman that wouldn't have talked to you or even dealt with you if you was the one still building and really wasn't where you wanted to be at. You gotta watch out for stuff like that, man, because life happens, bro. Who say your business might slow down? Shit, you might get injured on the job or something. You need to know that your woman gonna still be there for you and still be there with you if you ain't had shit. And that be the worst part about, that's why they always say, man, you better get a man while he building, because that's the only time a man gonna have capacity for love for a woman. But it's like when you broke, that's when you really love a chick. You know she there for you, because you ain't really got shit. Because it's easy for a woman to act like she love you for the next 20, 30 years of her life if she know you having that shit. So, man, be careful out here, man. Don't be out here falling for anything, because, man, folks don't be straight for real. They don't be straight for real, man.